Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, welcome to my channel. I want to start off by apologizing. I really want to say I'm sorry that I had posted I was having a 3-part video and 2 parts went up. And for some reason the third part, which is my eyebrow look, just would not load. And literally for 3 days I've been trying to get it to load and it just was not working. Nothing I tried worked. I changed the encoding, I changed the format, I changed everything, and it just was not working. It was just not uploading. And then it would upload and it would say it was processing, and then it just wouldn't process, and it was a big fat mess. So I decided to just delete that video entirely and give you guys a new eyebrow video. Hopefully this one will upload properly and we will have the part 3 up and running. And since then I have made 2 more videos for you guys, a more glam high-end foundation and the contour. They're just a little bit more for like going out looks. So the 3-part videos that's my everyday go-to foundation, contour, and eyebrows. And the other videos that I hopefully will have up for you soon are a foundation and a contour, and they're more just darker and I want to say going out, but sometimes I wear them during the day when I just feel like being a little more contoured or more makeup-y. And I did feature my new favorite product, which is the It Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye. I'm wearing it today too. I love this product, and I can't wait to go back to Ulta and get more of their products. Definitely phenomenal and not even that expensive. I mean, any concealer you get in there is going to be between $24 to $32, and that was in that price range, and it's definitely worth it. I've never had a concealer work this well, so definitely I will probably be bragging about that forever. Excited. So let's just go ahead and get started. And as I have mentioned in my other videos, I do not put any concealer or foundation on my eyelids, so they are bare right now. And I'm going to start by using my Real Techniques domed shadow brush and my MAC Pro Long Paint Pot in Soft Ochre. Sorry, my head just went blank right now because I noticed I was saying a lot. My husband tells me, don't be saying all the time. I don't know why I do that. If I'm not thinking, I'm not lost for words. It just naturally comes out and I say a lot. But I guess it's better than saying like. That is probably my pet peeve when people, every other word say like. And then like, I went to the store and like, I had like, my daughter drives me crazy. So I'm just going to take this paint pot, and this is what's going to be my concealer and primer for my eyeshadow, and it also acts as a little primer for my eyebrows because I do use powders on my eyebrows. I don't like the way a pencil looks because I have no eyebrow pencil. It just looks way too harsh on my eyebrows. As you can see, they are very thin and sparse and nothing there. I don't pluck, wax them, or anything crazy. I don't make them like this. It's just the way they are. I do grow a couple hairs here and there, but nothing that would actually turn into an eyebrow. So this is just what I'm stuck with. It is what it is, and well, let's just move on. So I'm just going to load my brush up with the paint pot. And this definitely is my holy grail primer for my eyeshadows. I have used many primers and primer potions and different things like that, and I have nothing compares to the paint pot. The other primers are very watery and they crease really bad, and this really helps with pigmentation of your eyeshadows and helps you get a really saturated color and the true color from your eyeshadows. So I really like this. But again, that's just personal preference. It's up to you, whatever you like using or whatever works best for you. Use it, girl. And then I'm just going to, I just try to put a thin, whatever's left on the brush, just down there for when I do my eyeshadow. I just like to make sure we're all evenly covered throughout the eye. Because if you're not, when you do your eyeshadow, you will notice. Like, let's say I just stopped right here with a paint pot and I didn't blend it all the way up. It won't blend out right there. It'll like have a harsh line where you'll notice your color's the true color, and then it's like really light and barely there where you don't have this to stick to. And I do have like creepier eyelids. Ugh, I don't know why. And hooded eyes, and this stuff really helps so I don't have so much creasing with my eyeshadows. So if you have that issue, this does help. I'm just going to apply the same to the other eye. And I found that using this brush works best. I used to just apply it with my finger, or I would apply it with a concealer brush. But now, every day I just use this brush because it works a lot better. It really blends and it just gets a really good texture. Okay, that's it. So once, and I know that's pretty much there for my eyeshadow, but I feel like if I did it, first off, it gives me a primer for, I'm sorry, I feel like something's on my back. First off, I feel like it gives me a primer for my eyebrows because, like I said, I use powders. And secondly, I feel like if I put my eyebrow on and then I went to use the paint pot, I would probably wipe half of my eyebrow off. So I don't want to do that. So this helps doing this first before all that other fun stuff. And I'm just going to take my Real Technique sponge and just press all that in, just making sure. This really helps me to ensure I am well blended. Because I'm telling you, if you do not blend that paint pot, you will notice right away. And I only use one color for my eyebrows. And sometimes I do add black if I'm being a little more dramatic. And that is, I don't even know if they make this anymore because that's how long I've had it. That's probably not a good thing to tell you or to admit that I've had it that long. But I literally only use it for my eyebrows, and I've had it forever. It is the Bobbi Brown Eyeshadow Cement and Smoke. It looks like this, and obviously I only use this color, and I don't know if that's cement or if that's smoke. And I love it. It is the best. I've used other powders. For a while, I was using Undone out of the Urban Decay Basics 2 palette. But sometimes that's a little fallouty-ish, and so it gives me a lot of fallout. I really like it. So I like it, but I don't know. I just always seem to come back to this one. I just love, love, love it. And I love the color and all that. I do like to have darker eyebrows just because I do change my hair a lot. And I just feel like dark eyebrows go with everything. And I like, this is a brush, same brush I always use. I definitely need a new one because I've been using it forever and a day. And this is just so long that there's no writing on it. This is a Sephora Professionals. I want to just say it's just the eyeliner. I don't know, the angled liner brush. It's number 15. And then if I need to do any filling, I'll use the e.l.f. small angled brush. And it's just, and the reason I like using this one instead of just using this, because this works well too. This brush is amazing because it stays really thin like that. So it's perfect for making those sharp lines. This one is thin, but once you kind of move it around, it doesn't get thick, but it's thicker. So then it does kind of make it a little harder, and I have to do more cleanup, and I don't want to do all that. So let's get started. I'm just going to start with the smaller angled brush, and I'm going to have to use my mirror because I am blind and I need to be up close and personal with myself. And I'm sorry I can't zoom in. I really am working. I promise I'm working on getting better camera and lighting. Hopefully that will be very soon, but definitely working on it. And I don't have any real method or anything crazy I do or secret to how I make my eyebrows. I pretty much just make a line and an arch and a line and an arch and fill in. So let's just go ahead and get started. I have my product, and I'm just going to start right here in the front where I actually still have some eyebrow. And my eyebrows are thin like this because I was raised in the 80s and 90s when it was cool to have very thin eyebrows. So we over plucked our eyebrows, over waxed them to the point they would bleed. And that was cool because if they bled, then they weren't going to grow back. And I don't know why having thin eyebrows was just like the thing. But I really wish I could go back in time and not do that. So young girls, be careful of trendy things that can in turn be permanent. Because now I do not have eyebrows that grow in, and I have to draw them in, and then they pain in the butt. I can't even go a day and not have eyebrows. It just looks blank and looks weird. So even when I don't want to wear makeup, which that hardly ever happens because I'm obsessed with makeup, I still have to draw something there and put a little bit of something. Otherwise, I just look like albino with no eyebrow. Not trying to say anything back. Okay, that sounded rude. For me, my personal preference, I don't like it. So once I have my line across this way, so it's kind of angled up straight, but angled up a bit, and I try to keep it, you know, the little rule here, here, and here. I keep my brush going this way, all the way across, and then when I want to do my arch, I just flip my brush like that. So I have my brush straight like this. I'm going to do my arch, and I'm just going to flip it. And that is really up to you. If you want to have a very arched eyebrow, or if you want it to go straight across. To me, it doesn't matter. I am not a fan of the whole, oh, your eyebrows have to look this certain way or they're wrong. I think that's just insane, because naturally our eyebrows, nobody has the same eyebrows. Not everybody's eyebrows are perfectly arched or really thick or really thin or whatever the new rule is or whatever's trendy this week. So I don't think it's fair to single people out that don't have eyebrows that look just like you or don't have a face that looks just like yours. That's just not fair. So don't do that, girls. That's mean. So I'm going to make that same line on this side, because whatever I do to this side, I like to in turn do the same thing to the other eye before moving on, so that way I don't forget what I did or miss a step or anything. And it just makes everything a lot easier for me, especially with eyebrows, because they never seem to look the same, ever. Even when I try my best, which I always try my best, they never look the same. So I'm just going to do the same thing I did. And draw that line under there. And I find that if you are just starting out or you're not really sure, make really small strokes. Don't try to just go in and make a whole line and draw the whole thing at once. Just take your time and just make short strokes. And I'm telling you, the brush does make a difference. Using a very thin, well put together brush works better than a cheap fluffy angled brush. That's not going to work as well. I've tried to say that politically correct and as nice as possible, but there's some things you can get away with using, like a cheaper brush or whatever you have. And then there's other things that, okay, well, for that, you're kind of, the brush is going to make the difference. But if you have eyebrows and you're just wanting to fill them in and get a more cleaner finish, then don't worry about it. You use whatever you want. You only need to make a couple of strokes and clean everything up anyways. So straight across, and then just making my tail. Just like that. And I have a scar on this side, so this side always looks a little different. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and, since I'm over here, finish this eyebrow off and then go back to the other side. And I know in the beginning I said I make 2 lines and fill it in. I lied. I don't do that. I now will take and start from the bottom and just work my way up and build an eyebrow. I don't really like making the 2 lines. I don't know why, just sometimes I do, and then I'm like, why did I do that? Because it always ends up having this really thick, weird looking eyebrow. So I like doing it this way, and I'll show you guys right now. So I start on a line I already made, and I just start making little strokes until I have built an actual eyebrow. And that just works best for me. And like I said, I'm not going to sit here and say like, oh, my way is the best way and the only way. It's just little tips and tricks hopefully you find helpful for yourself. And then you can add to your everyday routine. Help you. But whatever you do, it's up to you. It's your face. Never let anyone say, oh, you have to do this or you're ugly because you do this or that. None of that stuff is true. That's that person's insecurities. And usually people will only be mean and say stuff like that when they do feel that way about themselves. Like they feel like, oh, they're not pretty, or they don't have this and that. And being pretty has nothing to do with, I guess being pretty is your makeup. Being beautiful has nothing to do with makeup. That all comes from within. So just remember that. Don't let anyone sit there and tell you you're not beautiful or you're not this and that because your makeup doesn't look a certain way. And if they do, they definitely need a lesson in where beauty comes from, because it's definitely not what you're putting on your face. So yay, we have an eyebrow done. Now, let's go build our other eyebrow. And I think that's a big issue with our younger girls now, is all of these makeup gurus and YouTubers that are so popular right now. And they're all saying like, well, this is the right way. This is what I do. This is how I achieve my perfect look and blah, blah, all this stuff. Well, first off, no one's perfect. And yes, in my video, I said I had a flawless face routine. But that meaning, not that my face is flawless. I don't like my nose. My lips are small. My eyes are two different sizes. It's just, no one's face is flawless. I'm talking about how my foundation is applied. So I really want to emphasize that, because I did say that in my video. This is my flawless full coverage. I don't mean flawless as in I'm perfect. I just mean my foundation coverage. There's no spots or anything. Everything flows together. And I can definitely see how that can be misconstrued into, well, she's saying that's flawless, and flawless means perfect, so that's the way I have to do it. No, 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 no. I definitely don't want to come across that way. Especially the beauty of the fact that everybody's different. You have a chance to, I feel like that's the best part of makeup and being individual, is you get to look completely different than someone else. So you don't all have to look the same. You don't all have to look like her or him or whatever, whoever says it's pretty, or you don't have to. We all have our own little things. And I'm just, especially considering I have daughters, I'm really noticing the fact that these poor young girls are believing that they have to do this and they have to do that to be cool or important or pretty, and it's just very frustrating, because that is definitely not true. I'm trying to just make each eyebrow the same the best I can, which is not too great. One part I don't like is when I get to this back part, and throughout the day that'll be gone just because it's powder, and you know, I rub my face doing a bunch of other things, so it'll probably be gone. And I'm just going to go through and I'm just going to clean it all up. So I just have a little bit of regular concealer on the back of my hand. This is just a Sephora concealer brush, and I'm just going to very lightly make sure it's cleaned up and I don't have any fallout or weird lines that I don't like. I am definitely not a fan of the line of concealer below and above. That looks so strange to me. Now I'm just going to lightly, when I do the top part, I try to just make like little strokes. Just wiping it off if you need to. Just like that. And then I'm going to do the same thing to the other eye. And yeah, of course, you can make your eyebrows as thick as thin as you want, or most of you have eyebrows, so you could just, if you have eyebrows, I definitely don't suggest plucking them and making them thin like mine. I'd say go natural, clean them up, and then you can just fill them in with powder, or, if I could talk right, powder or a pencil, just to make them look very uniform and just gorgeous. So that's it. That's how I do my eyebrows. Nothing fancy. They never look exactly the same, but that's life. It's all good. So if you guys have any questions or comments, leave them down below. If you have any requests for any looks you guys would like to see, let me know. I'd be excited and happy to do that for you guys, and I will see you guys in my next video.